Hey, how y'all doing, man? Hope everybody's good. So I was just about to walk out the door actually, and I came across this episode on my phone while I was walking out the door, and I said, you know what? I got to do something to this right now because I think that what is being said in this video, it's a lot to digest. I think a lot of people uh this right here, and listen, I am not in any way, shape, or form a how would I say this? I like I like ideas, content, and things like that. I don't really support people personally. I really just don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But I take people's ideas and I give my take on how I feel about their ideas and certain things that they're saying. But this right here, what Charleston White is saying, and I know a lot of people hate Charleston White, but sometimes you got to take the gift with the curse. Let's just say that. So before I get into that legendary spill, this is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know to find the ones that just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content. Merch coming soon. But if you want to leave a donation, links right here on the screen, Cash App. They call me the Hidden Gem, 13 subscribers, 19,000. And yes, I am the king of the North. Let me know what kingdom you are from. So let's get to this, man. It's going to be a goodie. Real quick, I'm dropping this ASAP. So y'all might be seeing this come out right away. Or maybe it'll come out tomorrow morning. Probably drop it tomorrow morning. Yeah, maybe tomorrow. Well, it would be this morning. So, yeah, give y'all something to watch different sometimes. I want to start doing broad out. I'm going to start doing a bunch of different things. Not just always the same or seem like the same thing. So I don't know why I said that, but I just had to. Sometimes I feel like gotta be transparent. All right, so let me just say this real quick. I know a lot of people don't like Charleston White. It is what it is. That's not what we're here for. At least that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for the ideas. I know he's a troll. I know he says things. I know what he does. And he just doesn't say things about black people. He also say things about white people. He had a whole big thing with Charlie Kirk. I understand. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes when you ruffling through hay of ideas, sometimes you come up with a diamond. And this right here is one of those times.
America is thinking about, most people who vote are thinking about themselves, what they can get from the president and how he's going to affect their life.
Them.
They're missing the point. He's the commander in chief. He's strengthening our military. He's changing the condition that our soldiers have to get in to prepare for what's coming for the future.
Do you agree with how he's changing them?
I do, because he's doing it.
Why do you agree with how he's changing them?
How are we hurting? We still partying. We still drinking. Yeah, we have tariff wars and things up.
But for the people who are hurting, that's what I'm saying.
We don't care about the people who are hurting. So why we even bring that up? We don't even know the people who are hurting. Because we got family members and cousins who are hurting who call to borrow money and we ignore their call. So why we don't care about the people?
Damn, bro. Oh no, that is going to set y'all on fire. Oh my God. That's going to set people on fire. They're going to think and their body just going to turn into flames, bro. Oh my God. Why do we care about people that we don't know when you got family members that's calling you to borrow money and you ignore their calls? Yo, that is crazy work right there. All right, yo, the way he put that, you can't get around. She had to concede right away. She said that part because she know, like, and I like this girl. I like her. She is very. I watched the whole thing, but this clip here I wanted to react to. But she is very open-minded girl. You know what I'm saying? I like how she should have her own podcast. She's very good at taking things in, and she's very good. I like that. You know what I'm saying?
Part. So you bring that up. We still have vices that are being fulfilled. Whenever we cannot fulfill our vices, whenever all the liquor is still on the liquor store shelf, then we'll be hurting. Long as we can still go to McDonald's and smoke cigarettes and gamble and watch sports, no, long we're not hurting.
Touche.
Good point.
You're letting the media tell you you're hurting.
No. I'm saying for the people who are.
Bro. God damn, bro. That is crazy. Yo, he's absolutely right about that, though. Like, a lot of us do be out here, and let's be honest, right? A lot of us be pretending, bro. We're so outraged at certain things that we just pretend and go along with it because it feels like it's the right thing to do. And everybody's always saying, we don't want to be on the wrong side of history. You don't want to be on the wrong side of history. As if you would know when you die whether he was on the wrong side of history. Oh, you know what? This guy was on the wrong side of history. Like, people don't even care. I ain't even going to lie to you. But he's absolutely right about that.
Actually seeing between,
most people who got food stamps sold their food stamps, so they're not hurting. Most people who I know got food stamps sell half of their food stamps.
For the people who don't sell their food stamps.
Yo. Yo, that's a fact. Y'all can't, listen, bro. Y'all can't deny that, bro. I don't care what y'all say, bro. Y'all could try to say whatever. I'm not saying that people don't need them. We ain't saying that, but we are saying that people do sell them. I had people selling them to me a couple of times. Bro, this one girl I know, she had 5 kids, right? And her kids didn't even eat that much. They didn't eat that much. She got $4,000 a month in food stamps. $4,000. I don't even eat a lot. I try to eat once or twice a day, mostly once a day. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest with you. A lot of us probably only eat once or twice a day. When I go to other countries, they eat 3 times a day. Trust me. And I'm not saying that we only eat once a day because by choice. Some of us don't eat once a day by choice. Let's be honest. Some of us don't have no meals. That's true. You know what I'm saying? But I would say the majority of Americans, not the ones that don't, the majority of Americans have a choice to eat 3 times a day. And a good portion of them probably don't. Some of them work so much that they don't even get a chance to eat. I mean, I used to work at Amazon, and it was times where I worked 15-hour, 16-hour days. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even stop for a break. I was skinny as hell. I used to be running to the doors back and forth. But I didn't stop for a break, but let's keep it going, man.
The people who don't sell their food stamp, they overspend. They mismanage their time and their money. They had money and they didn't know how to save it. They got a vice.
Also,
Vice
food
of
stamps are
living, vice of life.
not actual. I mean, they're benefit. They're not actual like necessary. For example,
I'm
like,
sorry. What did you say?
they're benefit. Doesn't mean you're. What's the word? Is the benefit not like an actual like what's the word? It's a benefit, but not actual like I guess.
Come on, fresh.
Given thing. So, for example,
use the words.
It's not actually going to be always given. It's a benefit for you. So it can be taken away at any time.
Well, we know that.
Yeah, yes. That would be a privilege. I understand exactly what you were saying.
In a sense.
Exactly. I'm glad you brought that up because we also, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you brought that up because we have the option to change that. We can have a right or we can have a privilege. Yeah. And that's the difference between being a private American or being American under the 14th Amendment. So when you were saying about the corporation of the United States, if you don't like how they're running it,
no, what I said was a lot of people don't realize that it is a corporation.
Yeah, it's not a country anymore.
Business.
Right.
It's not a country.
It is a business.
It's never been a country. It's always been a
Well, I mean, that's a topic that I would get into another day. I mean, the United States, you can treat it as a corporation. Every country in that case would be a corporation. unless there's no corporate entities actually influencing or running America. So you would say every country has a working system where you have to work to survive. So it's not that it's just the United States that's a corporation. I mean, and some people thrive better at the corporation than others. Who knows? You know what I mean? But I'm sure they're going to get more into it. Check this out.
Business.
Right.
And when people look at it as an actual business that they go to work for, they pay to what it is and they get their salary in return because it is a business that
and the
you
fact
are in.
that people don't know that that the country, when they refer to the United States, they don't understand that it's a corporation. It brings us back to 1933 when the country went into bankruptcy, right? And they put down that House Joint Resolution 192 where they told the people of the United States, but then this is so crazy. They told the people, hey guys, we're going to create this centralized banking system, the Federal Reserve, right? And that's where they tricked everybody, where they told everyone, hey, go ahead and bring us your gold, your silver, your land. And in lieu of that, we're going to give you guys unlimited credit.
I don't really know. I know what she's talking about, but I would have to go and do some reading about how that centralizing banking system became a part. I know that happened in, I believe in the 20s and 30s. During, I believe, after the Great Depression, but I understand what she's saying. She might be a little bit drunk, so she ain't really like. I'm not gonna say she's not articulating. She just sometimes some people, they know some things, and it's hard for them to actually speak it. She's probably better at writing it down. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate her giving out some of this education to people. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but then
Voucher.
Right. But they didn't know that when they were referring to the United States, it wasn't actually the 50 states.
So let me ask you something.
They were referring to the corporation.
So how was that bad? How was that bad for America when they done that? Because the 80s was good.
Okay, so let me tell you where it's bad, because so then they tricked everybody. They told the folks, come on, give us your gold, give us your gold, give us the silver, give us your land. We're going to give you unlimited credit. And that's when they created the Social Security, right?
Who done that? Who went and took in all the gold?
Okay, who took the gold? The corporation, the United States, right?
No. You said see what you saying not making sense to me. You saying they tricked the people to bring in
the corporation,
bring in all your gold.
Right.
So what do we have evidence where people who had gold took it and gave it?
Now you're confused.
Damn. He just blew her whole argument up, bro. He said they took the gold, right? And he's saying to her, like, well, where's the evidence that they actually took the gold? Like, and I understand what she's saying, because obviously back then it was different as far as like paperwork goes and stuff like that. We all know this. Like, come on, let's not be stupid. You know what I'm saying? But I understand what he's saying. He's like, where's the evidence of them taking the gold in exchange for unlimited credit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because how does that affect us today? Like, you know what I mean? Like, well, I guess it does in a way, but I hear what he's saying.
Me, because I watched a stream with you on there and you were agreeing to everything the man had said, and you were like, I had friends that were in jail, and like,
I never agreed with nothing about we being tricked. The slaves never had gold, so how they got tricked?
Because they were uneducated.
So in the 80s, how was black people vibrant? How was they vibrant in the 20s and built Black Wall Street? Where were they tricked at? And most black people don't even know nothing about credit to be tricked in that field.
Bro, he set her up for that. She ran right into a spike wall. Yo, he set her up with that. How was the slaves because they were uneducated? Well, slaves couldn't read. They couldn't read. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't that they was uneducated. Maybe the manipulative tactics or scare tactics probably got the slaves. I would have said that to him. But he's absolutely right about that. How did we thrive back then if we were tricked? Because I'm not saying that slavery was a good thing. No, absolutely not. Don't be stupid. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that us as black people, we had to do things, because I'm gonna put it to you like this. We came from a country where countries build. We're builders. This is what we do. We use our hands. We build. Some people use their minds. We use our hands. We figure things out. You have to use your mind to figure things out too. Not to say that black people are mindless. I'm just saying we use our hands better, and we are good at agriculture. We're good at everything. Let's just be honest, right? But we're different from the other nationalities or the other ethnicities, black people. So I understand where he's going with it when he say that black people did what they couldn't read, but they did other things that advanced their life. So how was we tricked? It's a good question.
So
how were they tricked? Through their educational system that they were robbed out of, where they didn't give us this education, where they put obstacles in front of us and said, hey, now we got you guys under this credit score system.
I like to remind people that most black people couldn't read during those times, so they wasn't tricked. They wasn't into what they were saying. They was trying to survive. So they in their midst of survival, they built Black Wall Street under these same conditions she talked about.
Yep.
I watched many other black people become vibrant, even still to this day, with credit.
Correct.
Using credit. So how is America bad? What they're saying is, I mismanaged my credit. I got tricked and I didn't understand credit. All Americans didn't get tricked under whatever system she's saying. Because why was it to all? It's an individual decision.
Yeah, that's going to ruffle a lot of feathers. So he's saying that America isn't a bad system. It's basically the people who use it to their advantage or take advantage of it. I mean, let's be clear here. Do America have practices that kind of it's very complicated to explain, because without me saying that they have systemic practices that hinders people, you also have to understand that there was a black president. so it's like, okay, so which one is it? You know what I'm saying? I'm not naive to believe to believe that it wasn't or isn't some practices still in the area of that, but at the same time, there was a black president. We have black Supreme Court justices. You know what I'm saying? We have black mayors. We have black governors. We have black quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? I could just take it there. The NBA is, you get what I'm saying? So you have to understand that on one side, we can say that these practices did hinder, but at what point do you have to say, well, they don't really work like that, like how they used to work? You know what I'm saying? Because today, if I contacted any of y'all on this right now watching, and I emailed y'all and I said, yo, I want 5 of y'all out of all the people that follow me, the best 5, let's just say black. We're just gonna use black, for example. The best 5 black people, I wanna build a business with y'all. And we build a business and become multi-millionaires. Under what, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can you say that this country has systemic practices when you can actually, I'll put it to you like this. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Shout out to Martin Luther King. Shout out to Malcolm X. Shout out to all the Thomas Sowell, all of the people from back then who fought for us to get to where we are today. When you tell me that you believe that a lot of black people are systemically oppressed or held down still, that lets me know that you're totally disrespecting all the work that black people put in to get us to where we need to be. You never would have thought that you would have seen a black president, ever. Never. So whenever someone says anything to me, I say, yeah, okay, I can understand what you're saying. They might be, but at the same time, there was a black president, bro. like, come on, bro. Like, oh, look how you try to color it. You could try to flip around and nah, bro. Nah.
It's an individual decision.
That's true, because at the end of the day, when the cops pull you over, they tell you, "Oh, well, just because you didn't know."
Well, your mama didn't mess your credit up. The federal banking system, whatever they created, it had nothing to do with your
so
credit
it falls
being bad.
back on us, individuals.
Yeah. The slaves couldn't read. You know what? They knew how to build houses. They knew how to fix tractors.
They traded.
They wasn't into reading what the white man had to say. They was into being left alone and building a vibrant community and staying with their family. When you started trying to figure out what the white man say, you started eating at their restaurants.
Bro, this is how amazing black people is, bro. And just to let y'all know, right? How is it that, well, let me just say this, right? This is how amazing humans are in general. But let's just talk about black people in certain situations, because the human brain is so amazing. I think we don't give it enough credit. Just imagine you building something that you don't even know what you're building. You know you're building a house, but you don't know how to do it. So you have to figure it out. You don't have no internet. You don't have no tools. You have to figure out how to break things. Yo, they were building bamboo homes, houses, whatever you want to call it, which they still be doing to this day. Where the rain doesn't come in, they figure out how to stop the water from coming in. And you have people who literally can't stop water from coming in. They have a bunch of technology. And you got people who are in countries who figure out how to stop water from coming in with none of the technology. I used to say this all the time when I used to have this recording studio. These rappers be having all of this equipment, and we got a better sound than them at the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy to me. What he's saying is absolutely facts. At the time when we were in the situation we're in, we had no choice but to figure it out. And how did we do that with not knowing how to read? And that just lets you know that that's a whole nother can of worms I don't want to get into. But literature lets you know that, not to say that it makes you smarter, but in what system does it make you smarter? Because if I'm telling you the proper way to do something, and you know how to do it differently, maybe I can learn from you, because your proper way might not be the right way, or it might not just be the proper way, actually. You know what I'm saying? It might be your proper way. It's like I'll say this real quick. If anybody know anything about the Beatles, right? The Beatles, the band. The Beatles had this drummer. His name was Ringo Starr, right? He played with the sticks the other way. Now, traditionally, he didn't play like how the other drummers played. You know what I'm saying? And they met up with Quincy Jones, right? And Quincy Jones was so upset with them because they didn't know how to read the music, nothing. And Quincy said, "How do y'all learn how to play? How do y'all know how to play?" And he's like, "We just do it." They figured it out. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's how the mentality of some people, they have this system that's set up. And that's what she comes at when she says about the system. But Charleston White is blowing that up by saying, well, look, even though the system was created, it didn't affect us back then because we didn't know how to read. I mean, we knew that they'll keep us in a certain area. That's true. But as far as building a vibrant community, it was different. So.
Going to their school, abandoning what you know how to do for your survival.
Yep.
So stop worrying about what got tricked 30 years ago and learn about AI and technology. Because that Federal Banking Reserve System is not even working for America today. They got Bitcoin.
And not just
They got Bitcoin. They got digital currency.
Yep.
Well,
Nobody could have predicted.
Yo, that is a fact. Oh my God, bro. He's blowing everything up right now, bro. I don't understand. I'm going to tell y'all something, man. I'm going to keep on saying, I know y'all don't like Charleston White. Anyway, I know some of y'all do, some of y'all don't, right? It's a whole 6ix9ine theory. I know y'all hate 6ix9ine, but you got to admit that if Daniel Hernandez isn't lying about it, like, you can't just hate him. The whole time I was tricked to thinking something, and I found out that he wasn't lying. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like, but I understand what Charleston White is saying right here. I understand exactly what he's saying. He's saying like the Federal Reserve right now don't even know we're in debt. Let's be clear. We're in debt. I think for 37 or 36 trillion dollars or something like that, right? Somewhere around there. Never gonna make that up, bro. You can't make that type of money up. Not even the United States. So when people talk about credit, we have bad credit. The country has bad credit. It's not just, oh, we're adding to the debt. You can add to the debt. We're never going to pay that off, bro. That's never, you can't, and I know people think that you could constantly print money. You can't keep printing money because the value of the money will go down significantly where it's worthless when it's too much of it. They created a system that works against them, but at the same time works for them. You know what I'm saying? It's a toxic situation. But the Bitcoin thing is different. It's totally different from the Federal Reserve. And that's what he's saying. We can't even control what we got going on now. This whole thing is about to take over. That's a great point.
Learning still how to use your hands.
This is the information age. We cannot be tricked now.
Well, Charleston,
it's a fair
I'm
playing
trying to
zone.
figure out right now whether they're all single. I mean, at this point,
There we go. Y'all think I'm just strip club talking. I won't talk politics.
Wait,
Look.
what did you say? I'm sorry.
why you're still all single?
I actually wrote that question
By
down.
choice.
Before I go into that, I didn't want to interrupt.
I'm not going to really speak on that too much. I'll save that for my relationship show that I'm going to be doing one day. I'm going to be doing a relationship talking, just nothing but relationship stuff. And I ain't going to be no women. I ain't going to be shitting on men. I'm just going to give my take on if the woman's right, she's right. If the man's right, he's right. That's all I'm going to be doing. So
I saw that you guys were having a conversation, but going back to the mustache man real fast. The reason why he
Which
disliked the
mustache
Jews.
man? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Which mustache man?
The reason why he didn't like the Jews is because there are diaspora people that serve themselves and subvert.
one thing I will say about Myron, right? Myron is a very serious guy when he's on this podcast, bro. He's very serious. The girls is having fun laughing, but he is super serious. And I guess that's a way to command respect. I remember my cousin said this to me one time. He said, I don't laugh and joke with girls if it's not something funny, I'm not laughing and joking. Because I don't want them to be comfortable enough to think that every time something serious pops up, they can laugh and joke about it. So I understand why Myron does. I just had to say that though, before I forgot.
The host country that they're in
Who did
to
different.
benefit themselves.
There you go.
And, obviously this is before the land of Israel, but now they kind of benefit the state of Israel. Control, they're the main pushers of transgenderism, communism, feminism, media, music, pornography, finance, government. And they use all that to their benefit, right? To benefit themselves, practice nepotism, etc. And they stick together. There's a saying, if one Jew gets money, 10 other Jews are going to get money as well. So that tribalism and that nepotism has allowed them to, utilize their power structure for their own benefit. And that's why we're waging wars on their behalf all across the Middle East. And that's why we support Israel so much, because we have a ridiculous amount of Israeli influence in our government embedded, and they donate quite a bit of money. So that's really what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Yeah, man. I ain't even gonna speak on that. Listen, bro, I'm not gonna speak on that. I'm just gonna say, yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. I ain't gonna speak on that because I already know how it goes. But I will say this. A lot of people give Myron shit on certain things. And I can agree. He does go hard on certain things. He does say things. But you can't deny the fact that he's totally against the Jays, bro. And I know a lot of y'all that say he's this and that. And y'all stand in that same area he stands in. Nobody ever says anything about it. I never see none of y'all say, hey, yeah, he's right about that. I think we got to the point where people, they feel like if they don't like something that you say, they totally disagree on everything you say. Even if they agree with you on some things, they just don't want to be a part of you. Because on one side, or some people, they have to you have to agree with them on everything. You can't agree with you can't just have a little bit. You have to be everything. You agree? You agree? You don't agree. If you don't agree, then I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, all the heads of BlackRock are all Jews.
BlackRock, there you go.
Hollywood, everything.
BlackRock
Man.
is
So,
BlackRock across the board.
I always say that they control every critical structure
Entity.
point in the United States,
business,
whether it's
yes.
social media, big tech, etc.
Charleston,
So
I have a question for you.
so it's like having a big bully on your team, and whoever you point at, he'll go get.
Charleston, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Knowing all this information about who's doing what, how do you stop it?
Stop worrying about it.
Stop thinking
That's how
about
you
it.
stop
Stop making it your focus.
Because
What are you gonna do?
I was taught a prayer as a kid. God grant me the serenity to accept everything that I cannot change. The
That you
courage to
cannot
change the
what?
thing that I
Change.
can.
There you
And
go.
the wisdom to know the difference.
There you
Why is a person that can barely pay their bills thinking that high up when they can barely get it together down here?
Mhm.
Why are
There
you
you
trying to figure out world issues when you can step on your porch and you and your neighbor can fix the street?
The community.
Yes.
So
Damn, bro. That hit hard, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, that is a fact. Oh my God. I do believe that we worry too much about things that we cannot control. We can't do nothing about. We're worrying about things that is happening in other countries that we can't do nothing about. Listen, there's holy wars, there's wars that will forever go on. How can you, as a person who is not, let's say, a devout to a devout religion, let's say you're in it, everything that the book says, whether it's the Quran or the Bible, you in it. You know what I'm saying? You in it. If you're not like them, who passionate enough, I mean, they'll die for this, then why are you even speaking on it? You're not even in it like that. Why are you even saying that they should do? Why? It's a reason why they're going to these lengths. It must be a reason. You know what I'm saying?
why are you entertaining this? And when you was in school, you didn't pay attention. So where are your goals? Where are your aspirations? What you can focus on. So there was a time I thought just like them, but I was poor with a lot of time and idle mind. I don't have time now to get in the government. I don't know what they talking about. It ain't happened yet. And when it do, it'll take years to get to me. I stay focused locally. It has way more of a direct impact on my life. Starting with my.
That's a great point that he just made. A lot of us do focus on things, and he's not talking about himself. He's talking about, well, he's probably talking about himself, but as well, but he's also talking about other things. Like why am I worried about things that will take years to get to me when most likely it'll be changed by the time the 4 years roll around and somebody else is in office. That's usually what happened when Donald Trump was in office the first time. Biden comes in, he changes everything. And then Donald Trump comes in and he changes everything. And then whoever is the next president after Donald Trump will be changing everything again, or they'll try to do all these executive orders. That's why it's called executive orders. They're doing all these things. They try to, you know what I'm saying? So you got to understand that it's a game of keeping you entertained. Politics used to be boring as shit, but now it's a little bit different. Let's keep it going.
My family, my kids, my household. I try not to look outside of there.
So you're saying focus on what you can control in your immediate environment.
Only,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
You can't control the world.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
So that becomes a burden to even give it the energy and the thought process. Because the energy that it causes, the emotion that it takes from. It's sad to think, nigga, I want to think hoes, party, fun, life, elevation. So if I'm focused on me and what I got going on, I hear what's going on in the world, but I'm not giving it no thought.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. It's good.
Are you still not dealing with children? That was sounding crazy. Are you still educating and dealing with and mentoring?
No, ma'am. Only poor men mentor people.
What?
Yo, oh my God, bro. That is going to make a lot of people mad. Oh my God. That's going to make a lot of people mad. I got to hear I got to hear what he say. I got to hear what he say. See this part. I got to hear what he say. Why you say that? Why do you say only poor men mentor? Why do you say that? Listen, knowing him, I know he got that is a question he probably prepared for years ago. And I'm telling you, I know it's something that he's gonna say. It's gonna be crazy.
Say that.
Because rich men don't have time. They just donate some money. So I
That's
just
what
get,
factors.
But what does donating money do if you're not teaching?
Even the people that's teaching got to ask for money.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they got a 501c3 and don't have no money.
Okay, so you don't focus on mentoring and or giving.
I focus on resources. When I mentor, I'm mentoring for an hour or two, only for that kid to go back into the same conditions, same situation.
That's true.
All I'm doing is chasing my tail. How can I impact this kid?
That's
to
a better
change the
question.
condition. And mentoring don't do that.
No,
I need to try
right.
to get his mama a job.
Right.
I need to go in the house.
Right.
I need to go in the house and see, do he even have a bed to sleep on while I'm
Right.
mentoring?
Resourcing.
Resources. That's what our
I love
community
it. And
needs.
that's where my knowledge.
Damn, that's crazy to think about. Damn. We need to focus more on resources. How do you help a person? You want to go in his house and see if he got a bed. Mentoring ain't gonna do nothing. I want to see if I could get his mom a job. Damn, bro. Damn.
And not only that, when we got resources, what alternative do we have other than locking
Other
them
than
up?
that, yeah.
So we hadn't created no alternatives.
Okay.
So we need to focus on creating alternatives. So I started creating alternatives. And Your Honor, if you let me have him and send him over to my program, we'll save the state some money where you ain't got to send him over there.
I like that better because a lot of nonprofits doesn't realize that it really takes more resourcing and not just programming.
Nonprofits is a hustle.
Very
To
profitable
help.
business.
Yeah,
Nonprofit.
nonprofit
Very
is a hustle.
profitable. But research, right, when it comes down to the
Alternatives
actual
is
It's just a
resourcing.
tax evasion process.
Yeah.
But they make a lot of money. There's
Of
nobody's
course.
working without
Of
profit.
So when I hear nonprofit, I hear con artists.
Cha-ching, cha-ching, and cha-ching.
And that was the purpose of me asking in reference to. I know you were doing and started out doing a lot.
I was.
With,
That's when you're idled.
okay.
You're idle. How can? That's what happened to Dr. King and Malcolm X. They gave so much of themselves away, their children didn't get them.
I heard that. I heard you
And
say
they
that,
family-
and I
and they-
see
and
their
they family
children
is poor
are
today.
saying that.
And
Yeah.
their family is poor today.
Yeah. Other than the legends, other than the legacy that they left in reference to history,
there's no legacy. The Smithsonian Museum owns Dr. King legacy.
Well, yeah,
white
that's
people.
now true. Yeah,
We don't own it.
yeah,
The only thing his family owns is the Bible. And
Damn.
Dexter want to sell that because they need some money.
yeah.
Damn.
So when I started learning that, my mother says a wise man stores up an inheritance for his children. So our black leaders wasn't wise.
Different perspective, and I never
Wow,
heard it put
I've
it that
always
way.
thought about
Yeah.
that.